Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. You boys finally got some time to record some more videos. And we're finally going to be trying out the EZA LR androids in against Fusion, Zamasu and Red Zone. I can't lie, I do not expect this team to clear. I just need the EZA androids to kind of show off what they can do against this phase, Zamasu's second phase, and I'll be happy. That's video complete. They're not on a full 200% lead once again, but as I said, I just need them to show off, and that's kind of about it. So we're going to do what we usually do against the first phase, which is pop a Whis. Of course, they do have type advantage, which is great. Not only that as well, if they can dodge, even better. Especially with the AoE, if they can dodge, that works out in our favor massively. But we are relying on quite a bit of RNG for that int 16 to be guarding. So hopefully he is. AoE's coming in, we're about to find out. No dodge, but 36k is pretty good. He's also not guarding, but at least there's only one AoE. At least there is only one AoE. If there was multiple, that actually would have been quite a doo-doo turn. But considering there's one, I'll take that. That could have been a lot worse. Could have been a whole lot worse. And one other thing that's going to be playing in their side of the field is the fact that they do have type advantage. That means they're going to be doing some extra damage. The only annoying thing is they're not going to be linked up that well a lot of the time. I think I'm just going to leave them next to future Gohan just because we don't really have... I mean, they're still doing 8.2. I mean, 16 is in slot 3. Maybe we'll be fine. Maybe we'll be fine. As long as the slot 3 unit's providing them with some links, that type advantage is really going to kick in so we can actually do some damage, which is great because you want to get through the AoE phase as quickly as possible. Of course, you're doing nothing. Yeah, okay. Cool, cool. I think here... I mean, are we okay? Like, are we... I mean, no matter what we do, both cells are being hit with the AoE. But do I do this? No, I don't think I'd do that. I don't think I'd do that. I mean, we can regen some health there, but then the friend cell misses out on a super attack completely. We just have to hope for the best right now, that the Whis is just doing enough. The Whis is just doing enough. I mean, this, yeah, as I said, I can't imagine we clear with this team, but I don't really have much of a choice. Okay, that additional is great, but I don't have much of a choice in terms of what we use, considering I don't have the new Dokkan Fest 21, and that isn't because of a lack of trying. I have been summoning when I get stones, and I just can't seem to pull her. Pulled Kale, though, I guess, which is pretty good, considering I didn't have her. I think we're dead. I think we are dead. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. I finally have some time to actually attempt to record this video. This is actually attempt number 2. And that is bringing the EZA and our androids against Red Zone, Fusion, Zamasu. We've actually started off pretty luckily, because the AoE is in slot 2, so we only have to really worry about the slot 3 unit. And typically, we pop a Whis against these AoE phases anyway. So we're going to let Gohan chill in slot 3, because he does have the guard. I think I'm going to do it like this, so I can actually 18 key. Actually, no, me 18 key with the androids doesn't actually matter. They don't have a built-in additional right now, do they? Oh, that's if they dodge, right? Yeah, it's after they dodge, so it actually doesn't really matter unless they were here, because then the AoE would count. So I think we're gonna leave it like... this. I think no matter what, they're actually gonna do some damage just because they have the type advantage, which is a great thing to kind of have in their arsenal, to have on their side of the playing field, because they have the type advantage, even though they're not that well linked up with Cell, it does mean they're still going to do some solid damage regardless, which is pretty nice. And of course, with the Whis active, we're taking double digits on normals, we're hitting the dodge, which is perfect. If you can hit the dodge now, that would be Chef's kiss. There we go. I don't expect to clear with this team just because it's just not good enough. As long as the EZA androids can kind of show off a bit, show what they can do, that's all I want from them. That's all I want from them. I literally am 95% sure we do not clear with this team unless we get every piece of luck that we would need to do so. AoE, this should do nothing as well because of the type advantage, and also the Whis is active, or they could just dodge it. I did say in the Shadow Dragon event that would play a major, a major factor in how good they can be in this first phase with that AoE and how dangerous it can be with how easily it can catch, even some of the best units in the game right now. Because they don't require any build up, if they dodge it, they dodge it. It's just as simple as that. Like, it works that well. Now, do I need to double up? Because if 16, I still really want there to be an update. Like, don't get me wrong, this is great. I love this as a quality of life update. I still want there to be an update where you find out if a unit is guarding, if they have a chance, before they get attacked. Because then I could click this button or just like, do this and be like, oh, 16's not guarding. Let me use another Whis, or let me pop an item. Let me use an Usher. Those kind of things. Let me use an active skill or something. It's very dependent on if he guards, but I don't want to double up because that could put us in a kind of tricky situation, like kind of a tight spot. Well, I mean, we do have almost full HP, so we're just gonna have to roll with the punches. I mean, we'll find out from this AoE right now. 150k on sale. He is guarding, perfect. He is guarding. 16 guarding is another reason why this team doesn't really have a chance to clear, because we're relying on a whole lot of RNG. If he does guard, especially with a Whis active, that 16 just is indestructible. He's just indestructible, and I love it. Okay. This is actually a good start from us. The only annoying thing is I need to do more damage so we can get out this phase quickly, and that's kind of what you want. You always want to be getting out this phase as quickly as possible, but because it's a little bit of a mess of the rotations right now, we're not really maximizing our damage. Damn, I still doing some damage, but at least he's guarding. At least 16 is guarding. That was kind of the main thing I wanted. As I said, I do not expect to clear this with this team whatsoever. Not having the new 21, etc. has made this quite difficult to do. But as long as the EZA LR androids can show off now, and even one turn in the second phase, I'm happy. Look at 16 showing off, by the way. Okay. I think we can get 16 out already, which, by the way, is great. But of course, since it's not, since it's only a temporary thing, since he's only there for 3 turns, obviously you don't want to use it here. I mean, maybe if you had like 1 turn left on this phase, but 16's damage with the type advantage, like his damage output would be amazing here. The only thing is, you wouldn't have it for the last phase, which is where you kind of want it a lot more. I mean, it kind of depends. If I had a much better setup, maybe I'd actually use it here, depending on what was going on and what other units I had on the team, if the team was better as well, to kind of get through this quickly. Especially if it was only for 1 turn. But right now, it's even more tempting just so we can get through this as quick as possible, but I want 16 for the last phase. See, we could either go the Whis route, or we could Usher. I think regardless, I think I keep the Dokkan Fest androids on rotation. So we can either eliminate the damage altogether, or we can reduce it. I think we get rid of it altogether. Because that AoE is more dangerous than anything else. Because at least once we get into the final phase, at least all we have to worry about, and I mean it's a big worry because Zamasu super attack is doing a ton of damage, like 1.6, 1.7 mil. That's only directed at one person. Whereas the AoE here hits everyone. Of course, they're doing no damage, even though we did actually feed them quite a ton of key spheres. I mean, we also did get a decent amount of healing back. At least this will do damage. Like, legendary power alone has bumped up their attack stat, which is great. Additional, perfect. It's not a high chance you do this, but crit. Crit. Maybe. No? Okay, that's fine. At least Cell's going to be doing some damage, which is good. It's the only thing with this team being a bit of a mess is we're not doing that much damage. One good thing though, and I did say this would happen, is the androids are doing really well right now. That 50% chance to dodge is great. The type advantage helps them take less damage, obviously, but helps them do more. The support for the androids, even though it's quite limited, is also, of course, very nice. See, this is such a good rotation, but these, like, they both have guard, so it's probably best if we have one on another rotation, but I think I'm just gonna leave it like this. I'm just gonna leave the rotation like this, because again, we need to get through this phase fairly quickly, and we're kind of running out of time to do that, especially now that we've used both our Whis. So I think the best bet is leaving Gohan and, well, Gohan and Gohan next to each other, so they can do as much damage as possible, because Gohan's going to be, future Gohan anyway, is going to be stacking the entire time. Could also crit along the way, like that. They both have built-in additionals, more damage done. So I think we leave it like this. Again, as long as I can just have the LR androids kind of show off a little bit, that's all I want from this video. It was either this, or basically just don't do a video against Zamasu whatsoever, which I didn't want to do. Like, I actually wanted there to be some like representation on a video of them against Zamasu. As I said, because we don't have the new 21. Oh, really? Really? We dead? No, we're still alive. Oh, okay, no, we're not. No, we're not. Yeah, guys, I tried, man. I tried. It's not happening. It's not happening. I'd need too much luck, too much RNG to actually even get into the second phase. It's just not happening. It's not happening. However, but what we did see of them, they actually performed really, really well. Against that first phase, that type advantage is massive. You know, with the amount of damage they're doing. Helps them tank a bit better. You know, you're always using Whis 95% of the time in the first phase anyway, to kind of reduce as much damage from those AoEs as possible, or the AoE, shall I say, and they tank that just fine. The 50% chance to dodge is also very good. You know, you can go from taking like a decent chunk in a turn with all 3 units off the AoE to, you know, not a whole lot. Of course, if they dodge the rest of the attacks, even better if you also want to take the risk without using an item. Of course, they can dodge his super attack, which we saw them do. I mean, we could have brought 16 out, which would have been good, because then we would have done a ton of damage with how much he does anyway, and the type advantage, which could have got us to the second phase. Then, of course, you're limited for 3 turns, and you kind of want as many of those turns against the final phase as possible, so you're really kind of making the most of the damage he does. But I know for a full fact they'd probably do well against the final phase, especially if they are dodging. With 16 out, that damage is huge. However, I do think at 55%, he's very likely to be caught by Fusion Zamasu. That is 700k on a normal, 1.6, 1.7 on a super. Rainbow, however, he is going toe-to-toe. 16 is going toe-to-toe with Zamasu. And again, that's without guard, damage reduction, all those kind of things. They can do well against Fusion Zamasu. It's just I do not have the units, nor the teams, mainly 21, to kind of put them on the best team possible to get the best out of them. That includes the full 200% lead, and that just kind of includes the units. But that does ring true of what I said about these guys. They are very good. The androids category and some other categories they share with the new 21, you know, has been buffed a little bit, but it just needs a bit more. It needs a bit more oomph. You know, a lot of these, like some of the best units are on these teams. They're not up to the standard that Fusion Zamasu is right now. So that is one of the reasons. The team does have some way to go, but the recent buffs have been pretty good. But a lot of these units just can't really fare against Fusion Zamasu, and you're kind of relying on too much RNG. But these guys are very, very good, and at 55%, I've been incredibly impressed. You can let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Take care, have a good rest of your day, and push.